Probably looks like a bell end.
Hello, my neighbors are people. Idiot. There's no way to talk about yourself.
True.
Fucking idiot.
Okay then. Okay, yes, I know you're angry. Ow, my ass. Look at this. I'm going to draw a frowny face because I'm really disappointed at you. Only we're going to know it's there. Praise, please. Right, be French.
French, not James Acaster.
Brick. Corduroy. Colombian hash.
Ah! Lick the stump!
Filibuster. Moose furs. No! 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 No!
Come with me,
Come.
and you'll be
Ben.
in a world of photosensitive seizures.
Lavender oil. Marjorie. Marge Simpson. Abe Simpson. Abe Lincoln. Top hats. Fedoras. Incels. Hand jobs. Hand lotion. Lotion. Oils. Back to lavender oil. There you go. Did it in one. I have nothing else to give. Right, go stand somewhere.
3, 2, 1.
Wait, hang on. I'm having not just second thoughts, but third, fourth, and fifth thoughts. I don't know if I should do this right.
No, this is not.
Fucking hell.
3.
No, hang on, wait.
I didn't tell him to do that. Why didn't you tell him?
Milk.
That's the job, mate. You ready? Mm-hmm. Maybe inhale a wee bit. Okay.
Hello?
I can see you.
Really?
Really?
Right.
Yeah, I can.
I don't believe you.
Well, I can see you, and I'm going to kill you if you don't do what I say.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
There's a bag under the phone. It contains a bomb jacket. You're going to put it on, walk into the bank round the corner, demand 500 grand in cash, or you'll kill everyone in the room.
There's no bag here.
It's under the phone. It's under the bloody phone.
It's not.
Samantha, you're really starting to
What did
grow.
you just call me?
What?
You just called me Samantha. Who do you think this is?
Well, Samantha.
Ah, well, clearly. I thought you said you could see me.
I can. You're wearing a beige jacket and a black skirt.
I think you might have the wrong number, mate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's fine.
so sorry.
It's okay. Good luck.
Did it?
Bye. She pisses when she farts. Sometimes she sharts. Booty rockin' cowgirl coming to my barn. The first time any of us have heard that phrase. How's it going, Ben? How's it going?
Hi.
Fisticuffs, you shut up. Nothing happened. Nothing happened at all. Don't worry about it. It's fine. YouTube will never know. Hello, wonderful pod babies. And Ben.
Hi.
How's it going, Ben? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I got a new t-shirt
Oh, shit.
for my birthday
Yeah.
from my buddy Max. It's the first time I'm wearing it, and it looks really like it should have been ironed, even though it's just come out of the pre-sealed flat pack wrapping.
Pre-seal flat pack.
Pre-sealed flat pack t-shirt.
Sounds a bit sexy. This is what I like about jumpers, is like they never look ironed. There's no
Much
point.
more difficult to see your nipples through a jumper as well.
Not my nipples. Oh boy. Yeah, there
All
we
right,
are.
pop yours out then.
I absolutely will not. I don't have a wide-angled lens because I'm a fatty.
You're a fanny. I just tried to get my cursor from my laptop onto my phone.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I called myself a fatty, but like, I guess if that makes you
Oh.
fat, then whatever.
Whoops.
Whoopsie. Yeah. What?
Yeah.
What you been up to, Ben? Is it sweet? It can be sweet fuck all, like
Oh no, I've been a busy boy.
busy boy.
I've been working lots.
Uh-huh.
We're having. We've been auditioning for a new housemate.
Nice.
Interviewing.
Auditioning.
Yeah, no, fuck it.
Hello,
Auditioning.
my baby. Hello, give me a house.
Hello, my ragtime gal. Dance harder.
Just shooting at their feet with pistols. Dance like you're homeless.
Dance, frog. But yeah, last week was quite cool. I went to Brighton
Very cool. Yeah.
for my aging ceremony.
It's nice to have an aging ceremony.
It gets less nice as the more you have.
Yes, that's true.
I think my earlier aging ceremonies were much better with all the jelly and ice cream and watching Men in Black on VHS.
Yeah. The bar of expectation was a lot lower. We I think as you're like a teenager, you have that weird duality of having like some sort of birthday party with your parents, but then you go get pissed with your mates in a field.
Yeah.
And then like when you get to your like late teens, 20s, the getting pissed in a field thing is essentially what you do as like your birthday, and then it's never as much fun when you know that is your only birthday thing. Like, yeah, you can have a cup of tea with your folks and a bit of cake and a prezi, but like you're not having a birthday party. Your
It's
birthday,
not a party. You're
and then
having
the
tea.
birthday,
You're going round mums.
exactly, the birthday house party is then never gonna live up to you fucking around in a field because you're 15 and you got nothing to lose. Like, yeah.
And you've got to tidy up afterwards.
And you've got to yeah, it's very true. And also like the disappointment of like, I invited 50 people and there's 3 people here, 2 of which I don't know.
Two of which were my backup.
Yeah, these were my
guests.
backup
They
friends.
were my safety guests, just to bump up the numbers.
Yeah. Like we've all
Anyway,
had...
thanks for coming for drinks, Liam.
Did I come for drinks on your birthday? Yeah, no, I did. I'm just trying to think. I think we're pretty good at attending each other's birthdays. I think we're pretty good.
Yeah, we don't remember.
No, I'm fucking 30. I cannot remember any of my birthdays.
Clearly.
Yeah.
I'm 26 now.
Are you actually?
Mm-hmm.
You're a big liar. You're a 30-year-old liar.
I am a big liar. I'm a 26-year-old liar.
What do we want to talk about in the
it was
preamble?
fun. I had my first oyster.
Ooh, on purpose?
Yes. There was a lady on Brighton Beach who was selling them.
Ew.
And she went, "These are just a few hours old." And my brain went, "Ugh." And I went, "Oh."
Eat the young.
As in-
Eat the young.
As in they've just come from the sea.
She means
not
fresh.
You prepared them a couple of hours ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
that
I
means-
read. I thought you were being grossed out by her telling you to eat these younglings. They're but a few hours old. No,
No,
she
I
means
was
they're
like-
fresh. That's what she's saying.
Yeah, I was thinking like, you've had them out,
Yeah.
like on this stand for a few hours, and oh no, they came out of the sea
Yes.
a few hours. These are
Got it.
newly alive.
Newly unalived, presumably.
I think they're alive. Now I was told that they're alive while you eat them,
Okay.
but I was also told that you have to just no chewing, just swallow.
Okay.
And I said to the lady who was selling them, I was like, "Is there a weird way to eat them? Do you just like swallow it all in one go or something?" And she went,
Yeah.
"Put it in your mouth,
Yeah.
you chew it,
Right. Like food.
you eat it
Like food.
like food." Oh,
No, I'm
okay.
totally with you. I swear there's a thing like you're supposed to like no.
Yeah, no chewing.
Yeah.
That's what I heard, but
Yeah.
no, it was pretty good.
Contemporary media misled me once again. Yes. Daily. That's fun. I recently
Wasn't super salty,
discovered
but it was good.
for Christmas Laura got a couple cookery books because we cook together. That's like one of the main activities we do together every day, and we cook the same shit like every week. Like every week we'll have a stir fry, every week we'll have some sort of curry, every week we'll have some kind of baked potato. Yeah, I know. It's good, but
Do you
it's
eat
like
the skin?
fuck yeah.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, because you gotta rub in
It's the best bit.
you gotta rub in the butter and the paprika. Otherwise, like, what's
Full
it
of
gonna adhere to?
vitamins.
Yeah, it's the best
And you
bit.
can scoop all of the little runny
Yeah.
bits left out. Oh,
It's the best.
people who leave the skins are the worst and best people. They're the worst because they've left the skins, but
Yeah.
they're the best because it means I get to eat it.
Yeah. No. So like we have this routine of like the kind of things we eat, but it's it after like, I mean, we've been seeing each other for 13 years, cooking together for like at least 8 of them. So it is a little bit like samey. So we've been trying to get like cookbooks to try and like, rather than just doing, I'll do whatever I think a stir fry is, let's actually work out what like Chinese cooking is.
Okay.
And we can now make egg fried rice that tastes like takeaway egg fried rice. Because you know how you work out what egg fried rice is, like rice with an egg, got it, and then you do that and you're like, doesn't taste.
I mean, kind of, but there's extra bits, yeah.
And one of the extra bits, like the main extra bit, is oyster sauce. That's what my eyebrow did. I was like, but no, completely.
I was under the impression that it was old rice.
That's one of the other things you can do.
Leftover. It's got to be leftover.
Boil the rice for like,
cold.
or a few hours, and then you let it go cold, and then you refry it. That's one thing you can do to get like the kind of texture going. But like flavor wise, it's oyster sauce, and it's a little bit of, I don't know what they're called, but they're like these kind of slightly spicy chili black beans. That look mad and by themselves look a bit gross, but actually you put them in there, you kind of smush them up, and like, yeah, it's incredible. We'll have to do a stir fry for you someday.
I'll have yeah, you can cook for me.
I'll cook for you. Fuck yeah. What is Fisticuffs saying? If someone buys you a Jamie Oliver cookbook, then you're officially. And you're officially old and life is over. It's canon. Yeah, we're not Jamie Oliver fans. And yeah, me and Laura really trying to spice it up. That's not what that normally means. Yeah, for Christmas she got a cookbook and a butt
Normally
plug.
they're macing each other.
Yeah.
They got a what?
Yeah, you can get a cookbook package with a butt plug. And it says you can use either of these in either orifice, just don't mix and match. Like, you got to choose an orifice and stick with it.
That's what they taught us in school.
Yeah, shove a book up your ass.
British sex education is very bad.
Yeah, it really is.
That was as close to like LGBT education as we got.
I didn't get LGBT education. Fuck, what film was it? What series? I learned what gay was through that Simpsons episode.
What, the one with the
Zap!
hard stuff coming through?
Hot
Oh,
stuff
zap.
coming through. Yeah, it's the same episode where Homer makes friends with the guy with the campy collectible shop, and and he's worried that Bart's going to be gay.
Well, it's going to be gay, so
he takes him to the steel mill.
Takes him to the enormously camp steel mill and then makes him sit in front of, was it the Laramie cigarettes
I
sign
kind of
with
want
the
the
two
cigarette.
women?
Brilliant. Close enough.
Just like on the roadside. How are you feeling, boy? Kind of want a cigarette.
Yeah, that's an incredible episode. I've been rewatching like especially season 5 of The Simpsons, dude. Holy shit, that's where all the best stuff is.
Sorry, I have a candle burning next to me,
Oh, yeah.
and it seems to have I'm going to use the word cavity.
got a tooth in it.
So like the wax has melted to reveal a bubble next to the wick.
Okay.
So it's...
That's fascinating.
I've not seen it before.
That's objectively more interesting than what we're doing.
I mean,
Can we
it's
get a
not,
camera
but
on it?
It's a bit of a distraction.
Okay.
But I can't blow the candle out because it's a new one, so it has to burn for at least 2 hours.
Oh, is that a thing?
Not a rule for all candles, but this is a funky one that's got a little stick in it. That one doesn't have a stick in it.
What are you on about? Not a rule for all candles.
So instead of a wick,
Yeah.
instead of like a stick of string,
A stick of
it's got
string.
it's got like a reed,
Okay.
that, like for a musical instrument.
Uh-huh.
You set fire to that,
Okay.
and then it never burns properly because it's just above the wax. So you've just got a tiny little flame
Oh.
and a nice smell.
My
Anyway, back to gay Simpsons.
mum, here's a tangent. You know my mum is always doing interesting stuff. Just realised this is public. She's got her ways. If you gift her a candle, she won't light it, but she'll put it on the radiator. So it, like, ever so slightly smells
So
a
like
little bit.
Like a wax melt,
Yeah,
but less efficient.
much less efficient because they're designed to be set on fire.
Okay, I mean, does she like this?
It's what she wants to do.
And that's cool. Isn't it?
I'm sick of people defending her, if I'm honest.
I mean, I'm not saying that it gets a little smell. Does it? Are they bare candles,
Well,
or are
so
they like in a glass thing?
the
'Cause
other
if it's
thing-
a candle melting on the radiator, that's
The other thing is they're all eco candles, so there isn't really a smell in there. So if you set it on fire, you might smell a little bit of something. But then, so if you take the lid off a Yankee candle, that's your house smelling of Yankee Candle now. That's fine. If you light a Yankee candle, like, I hope you only want to smell one thing for the next 3 years because that's all you'll smell. But with an eco candle, if you put it on the radiator, it does not. It just melts slightly. It doesn't actually do anything. You know.
huh.
So that's a tangent. What were we talking about before candles? Gay Simpsons.
Steel mills.
The gay steel mill. Yeah, no one mentioned what gay was at school. Kids called me gay all the time because I had my hair long. I was just like, surely, why would that make me gay?
Thing.
Wouldn't that make me a woman? But we didn't have the vernacular or pronouns then, so there was no point in me pointing that out to them because they just punched me again. So I knew that gay was a thing, but I didn't know what that was. And then I kind of saw the Simpsons episode. I was like, oh, so this guy is gay, but gay is not a bad thing. Because you know that if Homer doesn't like something, you know objectively Homer's a fucking idiot. So...
Yeah.
If he doesn't like something, it's probably fine. It's either a good idea, or it's just fine. So, like, seeing this gay character, and I didn't know what...
He was actually gay as well, wasn't he? It wasn't
actor.
one of those ones where it's Oh no, the character.
Oh, I
can't
see what you
remember
mean.
the entire episode.
He is, but it's not like you meet his husband. You don't do anything like that. He's just a little bit campy.
Okay.
And he does things that, like, in the early 2000s you'd be like, oh yeah, no, that's a gay character. Zap zap. Yeah. He's kind of coded as a gay man, which was, you know, now we sort of have a better understanding of, like, anyone can be gay, anyone can be camp, doesn't matter. Where was I going with that? I suddenly got...
That's how you found out that gay people...
Yeah, and I thought... Because I'd only ever experienced gay as being like an attack, like a bad thing against me. And I was like, I don't think I am, because I don't know what that means. So then seeing the Simpsons episode, seeing Homer react poorly to it, was like, oh, so people are gay and it's not a bad thing. I don't think I just asked one of my parents, like, what does being gay mean? It's like, oh, it's when, like, men are in a relationship with men or women are in a relationship with women. It's like, oh, okay. Didn't get taught that at school. It wasn't a thing. It's barely a thing now, if I'm honest.
I mean, I think it started last September.
Yes, so
it's not just penis and vagina make baby. Don't do it as it once was.
I think they've kind of. I've been out of the loop of like what's happening in education for like the last couple of months, and honestly, it's the best I've felt about myself in ages. They're basically trying to separate out sex education with relationship education. So I think sex education is mostly about here's what an STD is, why you don't want one.
Biology of the sexual experience.
Exactly, like where do babies come from? How do you not get sick from cocks? You know, that kind of thing. Whereas relationships is much more about the various genders, like what there being a gender spectrum means, that kind of thing. And like how to not get fucking gaslit, which is all really important.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, schools still care more about English, maths, and science because that's the thing that the grades matter with. Because we don't.
I'm not saying that they're unimportant.
Department for Education just straight up doesn't care if kids are creative because, well, they don't want kids to be creative because then they'll start questioning things.
Then they'll think.
And they don't want kids to be like sexually active in a positive way. They'd rather that like people just got repressed because like if we don't clamp down on rape culture and gaslighting and stuff, then like that's half the population of the country that are going to be too sad to do anything about their lives. So. And the way I'm making it sound is insidious as fuck, but
I mean, it's not too far.
Yep.
It's not a massive leap if you think,
No,
hey,
it really isn't.
Our education is government funded and approved.
Yeah, and like
some shit. That's what I haven't started reading it yet, but on my shelf over there.
Yeah, we can see it.
There.
Oh yeah.
I have a copy of Mouse.
Oh yeah.
Because I've decided that I'm going to start reading banned books. And I know that's only in Tennessee.
You're a fucking edgelord. But yeah, if they're banned like across the first House of Leaves and now such an
Oh mate,
edgelord.
I've got 1984 on order.
Of course you have. Do you want a copy of Mein Kampf? I'm sure I've got my granddad's old one somewhere. Signed, cheers for the bouillabaisse.
Signed a Hitler.
Yeah, it's like a first edition draft of Mein Kampf. Could you give this a once over, Charlie?
Got
Cheers.
Doodles in the corner.
Yeah. It's passages
No,
with like Hitler's original highlighter.
I mean, I thought House of Leaves was going to be a lot easier to read than it is.
It's
just out of context, I have finished 2 other books whilst getting 50 pages into House of Leaves.
In fairness, reading House of Leaves isn't reading one book, is it? So
no, it's reading like 4 stories written in 3 different ways, sometimes upside down.
Sometimes inside of the other story.
Yeah, oh, almost constantly inside of the other story.
Yeah.
It's a headache, but it's good.
And then you get to the bit where there's one word on a single page, and you're like, this could have been a smaller book.
But yeah.
I wonder if they're ever going to do it for Audible.
Up, I'll be like, yeah, I'm getting through it so much quicker. But there's also huge pages with tiny writing that just. Yeah, you're in a big old book.
I need to keep an eye out for banned books then. Because, like, if that one's banned in Tennessee, like, are you just reading any books that have been banned anywhere?
Well, I mean,
Because don't look at what China have banned, because it'll be everything.
Currently Mouse, because my
Yeah.
mum had a copy of it anyway,
Right.
and for the last few years I've been like, I might read that.
Yeah.
But now it's banned. Yeah, I'll read it.
Yeah, fair.
1984.
Yeah. Where's that banned?
I don't know. It's one of the. I looked at. I didn't read. I looked at an article about banned books, and Animal Farm was on there, so it's been banned somewhere.
Okay.
Catcher in the Rye. That's a. Those are the main 3 that pop to mind. What else is weird?
I found a website.
Was it Lord of the Flies? Was that banned? I know what happens in the end of that one.
I don't think so. Because I think it was too subtle of like whatever it is specifically critiquing. I think it was too subtle. Have you seen bannedbooksweek.org?
No.
So it's a website that basically is like an anti-censorship website. I'll put it in the chat here. I'll put the about section in there so you can.
Cool. I tried to make a note of it and just wrote banned books, as in books.
Incredible.
I need to read more.
So it looks like basically they just shared news about books that have been banned and like why. And it's like a whole anti-censorship thing, but I think in like in a positive way rather than in like a shitty libertarian. They took my rights and been censored. It's like, no, you're just being deplatformed for being a twat. It's not one of them deals. I don't think it could be. Like, I've only just heard of this website. I don't know why I'm defending it.
They all been cancelled.
Yeah, everyone's been cancelled. No, that's called repercussions.
Yes. Consequences.
Consequences. Oh, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
Come to sabotage me again, have you?
What's your favourite Simpsons episode, Ben?
I mean, I definitely think my favourite scene is the gay steel meal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because any time I was carrying dinner, I think for about 2 years, and I had to like cross someone in the hallway, and I was carrying a hot plate, it would be hot stuff coming through.
I say it irrespective of if I'm carrying anything.
Oh, and the bit where he's shouting at them all, and there's just a little hand comes and goes, "Oh, be nice."
Be nice.
I thought that was just fantastic.
Every now and again, like, I'm reminded of how big of an impact The Simpsons has had on like my sense of humor and like how I am as a person. I'm not ready to publicly talk about what it is yet, but you'll see in like a couple months. It's fine. You won't have to wait that long.
Liam's starting to work in a steel mill.
Oh boy.
Why do I struggle to say that? Steel mill.
Steel mill.
Steel mill.
Yeah, nailed it.
Keep saying steel meal.
Steel meal. Stelmel.
Meal.
Stelmel. I'm writing a couple things, and I've realised that something I think we've kind of lost in comedy is like silly visual jokes. Things like the names of shops that people walk past can be funny.
Oh,
like the intro to Bob's Burgers. Like every intro to Bob's Burgers has 3 of these gags that are all unique, because there's like the shop next door to them, the pest control van, and then the shop next door to them again are always like, you have 3 new jokes in every episode in the intro of Bob's Burgers, and it's stuff like that, just silly fucking puns for shop names, or like posters that are just there on screen but not referenced, that just kind of build up this wacky little world. And
like the sign for Faulty Towers.
Yes, things like that, except the thing about that is that's the name of the show, isn't it? And that's used as essentially the intro plate for the show. So the fact that it's fucked up is part of the joke. But this is stuff that just isn't relevant to the plot, isn't referenced in any way. It's just there on screen, and it's stuff like that I keep finding myself adding to scripts, and I'm like, oh, that's really funny. Where have I got this from? Simpsons, 100% Simpsons, and I find it really funny because I still watch Simpsons and find it incredibly funny, but that kind of visual gag I think we don't really have in like contemporary comedy at all. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm watching the wrong shit, but
I mean, this is a thing that I was thinking about the other day, that there's so much. You can watch shows from around the world from different times at any moment that you choose to.
Yeah.
Like, I could hang up and watch easily a dozen different Korean TV shows or movies just on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
So whether you're watching the right stuff or not, it completely depends on what you're in
True.
the mood for and which I think is why it's quite cool when stuff like Squid Game, for example. Almost everyone watched Squid Game,
Yes.
and that was nice and cool because everyone was watching the one thing.
Yeah.
It sort of felt like back when you would go to school after the weekend and you would talk about Pokemon that had been on, or when Game of Thrones was happening and was good, you could all talk about that.
Yes.
So I wouldn't say you're maybe not watching the right stuff.
But I mean, the
There's
stuff
lots
that's
of stuff to
popular,
watch.
or because I watch quite a lot of comedy type stuff, but not like popular. I don't want to say I don't watch mainstream comedy because I know exactly how I sound when I say that. But I don't.
You
I don't
enjoy
watch, I don't,
finding some niche little weird stuff.
I don't like. I don't like Michael McIntyre. I don't like Mrs. Brown's Boys. I don't like Big Bang Theory. Like the really popular kind of comedy stuff I'm not into, but like the slightly hidden stuff I really like. Nicole Byer's comedy special on Netflix, absolutely incredible. Do you know Nicole Byer? She's a voice actress. She will have popped up a few different places. I'm trying to think like what her big things are. She had Nailed It on Netflix, which is a cooking show with people who absolutely cannot cook.
Yeah, I started watching a bit of that, and I thought it was going to be a bit different than what it was.
Okay.
I think I'm just particularly picky about my food channels.
Don't watch it as a food show. Absolutely, watch it as a
Disaster movie.
as a disaster game show type thing. Watch it like it's a knockout. Oh, she also hosts the American It's a Knockout, I think.
Really?
I think so. With not Channing Tatum.
Neil Buchanan.
The American one.
Yeah.
Neil Buchanan.
I'm Neil Buchanan.
Neil Buchanan from Art Attack.
Yeah. He doesn't
Host-
like talking about Art Attack. He likes talking about the band that he's in.
Yeah. Hang on. Is it?
I don't know. Of course it isn't Neil Buchanan.
Okay, I thought you were. I don't know what's happening.
I was just being a dumbass.
Wipeout. Not Knockout.
Wipeout.
Wipeout. She hosts the American Wipeout with John Cena. Actual John Cena.
Didn't see that coming.
She and she has a bunch of podcasts. She did a newcomers podcast with Lauren Lapkus from Orange Is the New Black, and Newcomers is a great podcast because she basically watches really famous films and then reports back from like the view of a complete outsider. So they watched all of Star Wars, I think it was Star Wars, and then they watched all of the Lord of the Rings, having had no prior information about the Lord of the Rings, and they were just like, what the fuck was any of this?
Wow.
So that's really funny. Why Won't You Date Me is a really good podcast about dating and sex and relationships and stuff. And they get pretty gross with it, which is really fun. Yeah, no, Nicole Byers, like, we're not even at the plug section of the podcast. I have a different plug. But I also having written the script for today, I saw Nicole Byers' comedy special on Netflix, and it's incredible. I like stuff that you haven't heard of, because I'm a fucking hipster. Fishy Cuff, Stains Dry Cleaners is a real dry cleaners in Stains. I use it on principle. Yeah, you'd have to, wouldn't you? Stains Dry Cleaners, incredible. Shall we talk about The Thing and then go to then record the podcast?
The Thing?
The Thing. The news, Ben. The nudes,
Oh,
Ben.
yes.
The
Right, that
nudes.
thing.
We've leaked. I've got leaky nudes.
Nothing else.
I've got a big towel for my leaky nudes.
I'm leaky.
Yeah, fucking awful.
Here is my leaky news.
That's slightly more wholesome than what I said. Okay, so here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing.
Listen up.
Maths fans might be aware that we're coming up to episode 100, which is a fundamental lie, because actually we've done like 10 B shows and 30 live streams, so we're at like episode 150 or something.
Shut up.
But in terms of like actual episodes,
It makes it look. It's a good milestone.
it's a great milestone. But we've also done.
Yeah.
We've also overshot significantly.
Don't tell them that we missed it
Fucking
because we
missed it.
weren't sure where we were. This will be episode 100.
This is episode 100. It's going out on March 6th, and there's something we've wanted to do for ages, and we're actually in a position to be able to do it, and that is to go weekly. And I've said it now, so I'm sort of committed. It sort of has to happen. Yeah, so the podcast is going weekly as of episode 100. Rather than essentially monthly, because currently we do one episode, one live stream, and one live stream episode, and then one Patreon, which is a bit. I'm the person that decided that and manages that, and I find it hard to remember sometimes. Like literally, I had a panic attack one morning this week because we haven't got episode 100 ready. I was like, because there's a live stream this week, Liam. You're doing the live stream. Don't worry about it. So I'm hoping that by just doing like episode every Sunday is going to be a little easier for like you lot to keep on top of.
We'll just be doing episodes.
Yeah.
There'll be episodes.
There'll be way more episodes every bloody
Who cares
week.
what it's about?
Yeah.
Or where they're from.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
It's every week.
Yeah. Every bloody week, which is a big deal. This is not going to affect Patreon, so patrons will still get their exclusive mini episode every month. Excuse me. We haven't quite worked out what we're doing in terms of early access to episodes. Hope we should be able to give you some kind of early access to all or most of the episodes. We just need to finalise how we're going to deliver that. And when we sort of decided and settled of doing weekly podcasts as of episode 100, March 6th, we were trying to work out where these live streams would kind of fit within that. Especially because the broadcast day will then be the same day as the episode release day, Sundays. So what we've decided is that the live streams are going to continue monthly as of like 1 month repeating as of today, but they're not going to be podcast recordings. Okay, they're going to be just like monthly hangouts, chat shows, kind of like the first hour of this show always is.
Like this shit. Like
what you're watching now. So we can use it as a platform to talk about any news we have from the podcast, or any news from Odd Creative, or any of like our sister shows, or like if Valverde have done something real funny, we'll talk about that. And yeah, so it's just going to be like a nice hangout chat show type of thing. We'll talk to you folks in the chat, and yeah, we'll have a great old time. And they'll be probably like the same length. So like rather than an hour of preamble and then an hour of podcast, it'll just be like a couple hours of just talking.
We'd probably do a bit more preparation. Well, not much.
I mean,
We'd decide what
yeah.
we were probably going to talk about.
Yeah, maybe.
More than we have done.
I'm not
today.
gonna hold myself to that. Absolutely not. So yeah, and I think that there's always the opportunity to do like gaming broadcasts in between those as well. I think like my life's a little bit chaotic at the moment. I think Ben's life, certainly for the next couple of weeks, is a little bit chaotic. So I don't want us to commit to like any kind of extra stuff. Yeah, you've just forgotten.
Yeah, why didn't I mention that when people said, when you asked how I was doing, what I was up to?
I have no idea. I don't know if we could talk about it. We'll get to that in a second. If you can decide, you can take a moment.
But not in much detail.
Yeah, well, you don't know what it is yet, do you?
Well, that's why I can't talk about it in much detail.
Yeah, let me just wrap up this bit real quick. Yeah, so hopefully we'll do some extra gaming streams. I don't want to commit myself to when, because I don't know what I'm going to be doing like a month from now. So on March 6th, episode 100 is coming out, and we're going to do an extra live stream as like the episode 100 celebration thing. We don't know what that's going to be yet.
It's going to be exciting.
It's going to be a live stream is what it's going to be.
It's going to be thrilling. It's going to be live. It's going to be epic.
I don't want to oversell it, but I'm pretty sure that all of your dreams will come true. I think that's
all of them.
I think that's fair to say. Yeah.
Good, bad, and unrealized. The forgotten dreams shall come to pass.
Yeah, because the thing about dreams is that you dream every night, but you don't remember it. What about those dreams? What if those dreams came true? Everything is spiders.
What if they already have come true and you didn't realize?
Oh no, everything is spiders.
What if you're dreaming now? What if you are spiders?
I would question the quality of my imagination if this is my dream.
What if you were all... Oh, I thought you meant if you were all spiders.
Uh-oh. Ben, what are you up to these days?
Liam, I put a little giraffe in the chat.
I know, you also put the word giraffe. Was that on purpose? He's wearing a sombrero. That's lovely.
I don't know.
That's lovely.
I clicked on things and it said hype train.
Hype
so I
train?
clicked on the giraffe. Yeah, there's a little thing saying Twitch hype train and there's a picture of a giraffe, so I clicked it to see what would happen.
I would be amazed if we were able to unlock a hype train. I mean, that would be great.
I put the hype train giraffe in the chat. Just saying.
Is that the hype train giraffe?
Yeah, it said it.
Okay.
Look, you don't believe me?
No, I
Twitch
100% believe you.
Hype train giraffe.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Which this is the two 30-year-old men don't know how live stream works. Live stream.
I'm 26.
You're fucking not. You're a liar. I don't have that option.
No, but it's exciting. We're doing weekly shows. We get to hang out a little more with you and with the pod babies.
I'm really excited about it. Because this has been one of the things that every podcast that I consume and enjoy is like a weekly podcast, and I've always been a bit like, I just wish we just were able to like push a little bit, and it's always just been a case of like getting in the habit of batching episodes. That really is the way to do it, and we've sort of been we've been trying it out essentially since like the tail end of last year, and I think actually we're getting quite good at recording snappier collections of episodes, especially because like we deliberately made the episodes a little bit shorter, which is something we got fan feedback, which was lovely, and people were basically like, make them a bit shorter. So we're like, less, we'll do fucking less. You got it.
Who'd have thought that doing less work with more time,
yes,
would be easier.
Yeah, fucking yeah, and
what
just
was happening there?
I know. So I'm really glad we sort of put the feelers out and like asked for feedback in that way, because that would never have occurred to me. So
you
that's
asked,
great.
We listened, we're doing less.
What I really need in my life is less of you. Like, done, see ya, bye.
How can we make
No
the
questions.
show better?
No
Less,
questions.
Please.
Less but more often, I think. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Especially because like the podcasts that I consume are about like 30-40 minutes in length, and very rarely the podcasts that go for like literally 2 hours are the podcasts that I'll have in the background while I'm doing housework. The podcasts that I actively seek out because I want to listen to the Bugle or No Such Thing as a Fish are usually under an hour, and I think that's the same for a lot of listeners. So like, that's nice to know that we're not background podcast. We're like active listening podcast, which is mental, but I kind of love it.
People apparently care what we say.
You're all weird.
Or we're funny.
It could be that we're funny.
Funny looking.
Ah,
which
shit.
is the downside for an audio show.
We could describe our
And
weird faces.
life in general.
Yeah. People look at me for longer on the bus. I don't
Because you're
love it.
staring at
Because
them.
I'm staring at them, licking my lips. Shall we start the podcast, Ben? Oh wait, no, Ben, what are you up to, motherfucker?
Oh, yeah, over the next up to 10 days, possibly longer, I'm going to go to court.
Yeah.
I got a letter come through the post that I thought this only really happens in American TV shows and movies and stuff, but I have jury duty.
He does.
Just as I was thinking, hey, I'm never going to do jury duty. I wonder how they get in contact with you. What's this letter? Oh, it's jury duty.
Yeah. That's the
Which you cannot get out of.
That's the psychic attacks that the British judicial system use. They sense when you are the most vulnerable to jury duty, and then they pounce. They pounce on you. Yeah.
But yeah. Well, you can not do it, but it'll cost you $1,000.
Shit the bed.
Yeah, if you don't have a decent enough reason to not go, though, that's £1,000, please.
But surely
your
that
employer
means...
legally has to let you have the time off.
Surely that means that your peers will then not be an accurate representation of the great British public if, like, the rich ones can just get out of it.
Oh,
I mean, that's probably a good thing. I would rather...
I mean, let's be honest. If there is a fine for something, then it's not a crime.
Yeah.
Because it's not a crime if you've got the money to do it. It's just a fine. It's just pay this to not do it. Or if you can't pay it, i.e. you're poor, go to prison.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, if richer people get out of jury duty, is that not then bad for the actual prosecution in court? Because richer people aren't on juries if they can get out of it.
Arguably.
I would rather have poor people on my jury.
Would you want someone on the jury whose moral compass goes with, I would pay £1,000 to not care about any crime that's happened?
I wouldn't.
No shit about justice. If it's encroaching on my time, I will pay £1,000 not to bother with anyone else. The good of
I agree with you. If I was up for a crime, I would absolutely not want. I would want as few like rich, wealthy people on that jury as possible. But often I care more about what's technically right rather than what would benefit me, which is why my life is bullshit. So, like, if there is a portion of the great British public that would pay to get out of doing stuff, then surely we need that representation on our juries if it's going to be an accurate representation of the public. It's a lot. This podcast is a lot of whatabouting.
I see where you're coming from with that, but I would still say that I would not necessarily want.
It would not benefit me.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I mean, if you're.
Especially if they knew I was the reason they had to be there anyway. That would not work in my favour.
Yeah. I mean, it's a moot point because I haven't got £1,000 to spare to not do something.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't make £1,000 in up to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it would be silly for me to spend £1,000 to not do something for 2 weeks.
That's very true. That's some good maths there, buddy.
Unless it was on a holiday.
Right. Yeah.
But then that's going on holiday. You're getting something out of it.
Yeah. You're getting the kind of margaritas that they don't measure when they pour. Best kind of margaritas.
Yes.
I remember that.
I went to a pizza place a few weeks ago and they sell margaritas.
Oh, yeah?
Like the drink.
Yeah.
And the pizza.
I see. Right.
So when the order came and I was there with a couple of friends, there was like, oh, I'll have a meat feast, 2 coffees, 2 margaritas, and a margarita, please.
Well, that doesn't matter because as long as you get one of each.
Yeah, but there were 2 margarita pizzas.
Okay, that's so them fucking up.
They did. Oh no, that's what I wanted. Yeah. I wanted 2 margarita pizzas and a margarita drink. They wrote it all down and then they left. I was like, wow, that's very competent of them. They knew exactly what was going on, and they came back. One of these was a drink, right?
Okay, right.
Cool, just checking.
Yeah, because in their defence, you ordered that ass backwards. Because normally you do all your drinks first and then you order food.
I should have gone. I think it was 2 coffees, a margarita, a meat feast, 2 margaritas.
Yes. Like, if it was me, I would go, to drink we will have. Because I talk to waiters like it's a GCSE foreign language exam. I took the bus today, and I would like a coffee and 2 margaritas.
I enjoy playing football and have 3 sisters.
My nan went to the cinema. How are you today?
Your drinks, sir? Where is the swimming pool?
Can I swim here? No, senor. This is a Wendy's.
We ain't got Wendy's.
What happened if Fisticuffs in the chat, what happened if I ordered a porn star martini? You would have a pizza with like a big smushy dent in it.
Ah, Liam.
Like butt cheeks just smushed into it.
I had a much better answer than you did.
Okay, well, you can read the comment.
Again.
No, you read the comment. Fuck you.
I can't read the comment because my phone is fucked.
Fisticuffs in the chat says, what happens if I ordered a porn star martini?
You drink it and you get fucked.
Wait, porn star martini isn't the margarita pizza. What's going on?
No, porn star martini is a drink.
Yes. No, I know that.
But it's also porn star, so you get fucked from alcohol and by porn.
There's not that much booze in them. If you put Hypnol in there, you'll be in a certain kind of film. Wow, I'm very sorry. I think I'm going to get cancelled again. Here it comes.
I would like to take this opportunity to announce that we have gone back on our decision to make weekly episodes.
Yeah. No, I don't. I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong of us to carry on. I think it's wrong of us for me to have any kind of platform, but here we are. Still, it's better than Joe Rogan, isn't it?
Is it? Who is Joe? What's he done?
Joe Rogan's a big old twat. He's basically like, he's the most prolific podcaster. He is earning the most money from podcasts. He used to be like a wrestling commentator. I don't know if he was a sports person himself. And basically his show is him talking to outspoken douchebags about their outspoken douchebaggery. Like Jordan Peterson, Elon Musk. And like, they'll just talk about whatever. And like, it's basically a platform for flat earthers and alt-righters to spout their bullshit. And he won't be like, oh, well, that's a bit mean, or like, why are you being such a twat to people who are poor? He'll just like yes and them essentially, and like.
So it's enabled Twitter.
No, it's much worse than Twitter, because the thing is, Twitter, sometimes you see stuff that you don't actively seek out sometimes, but people actually actively go to watch the Joe Rogan and listen to the Joe Rogan podcast because they want to learn about these absolute fucking dregs of human society. And basically he's one of these idiots that has this whole spiel about like trans rights and like what gender is and all of that. But he himself as a bodybuilder will regularly take testosterone, and it's like, you are a fucking embarrassment to the human race, my friend. And because his platform, naturally one might expect, had a whole lot of misinformation about COVID and vaccinations and all of that stuff, take your jabs, wash your hands. Basically, recently, some of like the biggest musicians started taking their repertoire off of Spotify. So like Neil Young isn't on Spotify, a few other people have followed suit. But the problem with that is that if someone wants to listen to Neil Young, like his demographic, probably cassette users.
Probably not on Spotify.
Probably not on Spotify. So in terms of discovery,
he's not going to crumble because Neil Young's gone.
No, he's not going to break Spotify. All he's doing is not letting young people discover his music because he's not on Spotify. That's all he's achieved there. But like, it is a good statement, and it does mean that another evil platform like Apple can kind of monetize and be like, we are the home of Neil Young. But like, a lot of people have cancelled their subscriptions to Spotify over the Spotify Joe Rogan thing. What's real stupid is that Spotify have removed a whole bunch of the Joe Rogan podcast episodes that have like the real bad misinformation, but they haven't publicly said that they've done any of this.
So they've done it in secret.
So they've done it in secret, and it's like,
Wait,
just
did some of the stuff that you wanted.
But it's like, what are you doing?
Don't say.
But then because like as a, I don't really give a shit about their business model because it doesn't work. I'm just going to be ranting about Spotify for the next half an hour, by the way. I hope you're ready for that. I don't really give a shit about their business model and how much money they lose. Yeah, we got nowhere to be. Because they're not paying artists, so fuck them, frankly. And the less money they have, the less arms they're going to manufacture. Google it.
Okay.
This is like RuPaul and fracking all over again. It's like, why do the rich do evil things? They're not going to pay their artists, so actually if they're losing money, I don't care. But so as a business move, to remove the Joe Rogan stuff, yes, fine, good, thank you. But why are you not saying that out loud? Because we need people who are taking a stance and removing, Ben's found it, and removing like bad shit from their platforms to be like, we acknowledge this is bad and should not have been published. As a result of acknowledging this, we have taken it down. But they can't do that because if Joe Rogan finds out that they've taken down Joe Rogan episodes, Joe Rogan's going to leave Spotify and then they don't have a video platform anymore. You're a fucking music player. I have feelings about this. I don't know if that's obvious. I don't.
Yeah, that's weird. I did like that James Blunt said that if they don't take Seth Rogen.
Yeah, fuck that Seth Rogen.
They don't take Joe Rogan down, then he's going to release more music.
I love that. I love how self-aware he is. It almost makes up for his music.
Oh, he hates it.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't like this music, but I can do it, and it makes me money.
Yeah, good for him. Play the game.
Which I think is why he's not done a lot for a while, because he's like, yeah, cool,
He's still making money.
I'm comfortable now. I don't need to make more songs that no one really likes.
Yeah.
Apart from like 6 people who. I mean, there's a lot. It's very popular music, and I'm not going to judge you for liking it.
You absolutely can. Ah, come on, man.
What? Fix You is awesome.
I don't like songs that make me feel things, and Fix You makes me think that they could have done better.
Now, although I don't like it quite as much now because it just makes me think of Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina crystals.
Why?
Wasn't that song sung for Gwyneth Paltrow? Weren't they together?
I think that was pre-Goop, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pre-Goop.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that even Iron Man. You know,
right.
That's Gwyneth Paltrow. She went on to make.
No, that was during Goop, the Iron Man stuff.
Either way.
That was mid-Goop.
It's the same person.
Isn't that where Thor is from? Mid-Goop. It's Midgard.
Mid-Goop. No, he's from Ass-Goop.
Ass-Goop. Oh, no. Gwyneth Paltrow's other company.
It's where the gods come from.
Oh, no.
From the ass.
Yes, thank you, Ben.
Through the devil's anus.
What were you saying about Paltrow?
Which is actually in Thor Ragnarok, directed by Taika Waititi. A hilarious and fantastic man. He might be going out with Ariana Grande.
My mum does not have one of Gwyneth Paltrow's candles on her radiator. My mum isn't sure who... I would guarantee she will not know who Gwyneth Paltrow is. She thought Dappy from N-Dubz was Snoop Dogg. I wrote a song about it. Not a good song, but...
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
I mean, I had something to say, and it's now just... I'm trying to think of... the only time that I've ever seen Dappy from N-Dubz, he was wearing a hat that had, like...
Sure.
Floppy ears that made me think of the Pound Puppies cartoon from when I was younger.
But it's like, if you were designing the Action Man doll of Snoop Dogg, and you wanted to have all the different accessories kits, like, Dappy's garb could very easily be like the Antarctic Explorer outfit for Snoop Dogg. But those people look different. Like, you could conceivably, in a certain context, see Snoop Dogg wearing what Dappy wore if he was an Arctic explorer. However,
I mean, I don't.
those are
company must
different
have-
looking people.
It must have been cold and laundry day for Snoop to wear dappy stuff, I think.
Yeah. Certainly.
Like, Snoop Dogg wearing Dappy's clothes would be the same as us going to the shops in our pyjamas.
Which is allowed now.
Like, it counts. It's
Yeah.
not illegal, but
Not
you
illegal.
shouldn't.
I mean, you can be naked in public
You're
until
better
someone
than that.
complains. Like, it's only illegal if someone complains.
Reports it.
Yeah.
Same as sex in public.
Don't ask how I know. I googled it. Do we need to start the podcast?
Oh, a while ago, I think.
Yeah, sure. I'll turn my recorder on then.
I'm going to blow my nose first.
I'm going to crick my neck. That was a range of sounds. Good stuff. Today's podcast is all about sayings. Sayings. Things you
I
say.
blew my nose so much that my headphone fell out.
Oh no. I was just saying that today's podcast is about sayings and things you say.
Says you.
Ha, yes, exactly. Let me know when you're ready to hit record, my dude.
I'm... Now!
Outstanding.
The buttons have been pressed.
The buttons have been pressed. Welcome to the Conversation Hat podcast. Show for geeks, artists, terrible people. This is a live stream number 33, I think.
Oh,
And that
live stream.
that'll probably be edited out because it was loud.
No, because I adjusted my wiggly lines.
I think Ben is actively not trying to learn any of the audio jargon. I think.
You said, I think you'll find, you said, because my wired headphones weren't working, so I'm using my Bluetooth headphones. You said, make sure that you tap your microphone and the wiggly lines are okay, so that we know it's coming through your mic.
Did
and
you
not
tap the
through
microphone?
headphones. I rocked the microphone.
Fine. Okay, great, wonderful.
So you called them wiggly lines, and you are my teacher. So really, who's at
I
fault?
might just turn Ben off, actually. I feel like the podcast would go smoother. Hello, my name is Liam, threatening to deplatform my good friend Ben. How's it going, Ben?
I'm scared to speak now.
Yeah, fair enough. We're all scared
I
to
feel
speak.
like I'll lose my job.
It's a terrible time to be alive. We are talking about sayings today.
Sayings. Liam, what you saying?
I'm saying, do you have a favourite proverb, Ben? I wonder if it's obvious I was reading that from a script.
A favourite proverb?
Yeah, proverb. Do you have a
Give me an
favourite?
example of a proverb for those who may not be 100%
So
certain.
when I was researching this, when I was looking into proverbs and stuff, because we said we'd do it about sayings.
Yeah.
And there's two kinds of sayings, basically. There's idioms and there's proverbs. And I can't fucking tell them apart. I really struggled.
I think a proverb is like wisdomy advice.
Yes, I think there's something to do with a proverb being, or one of them is something that is like real, and the other one is abstract. So what does Google say? An idiom is defined because
So,
fine, we'll
2
bing
minutes
it
in
then.
and we're already Googling
Yeah,
what
man.
the fuck the show's about.
An idiom is defined as a phrase that contains its own meaning but cannot be understood in layman's language. A proverb is defined as a well-known sentence that is used to give advice to the other person.
Like,
now-
make hay where the sun shines.
Now that doesn't help me at all. So an idiom is like a snowball's chance in hell, a stitch in time saves 9, storm in a teacup, apple a day keeps the doctor away. So proverb example, let's try that.
Surely a storm in a teacup is the same as making a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah, no, it's the
No,
same
it isn't.
meaning.
No, it isn't. Because you make a mountain out of a molehill, you're making a big deal out of something small. A storm in a teacup would be a horrible thing in a small bit.
A proverb.
So imagine a proverb. It's the same sentence that you can use for multiple situations, but an idiom would be a phrase that you could only use in comparatively specific.
I'm still struggling to differentiate. Like here's some examples of proverbs. Like, a bad workman always blames his tools. Bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. But I'm like, I still can't compartmentalize those as being two distinct things.
Well, you can say those about lots of stuff.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So I've just accepted that I'm not. So if I use idiom where I mean proverb, and if I use proverb where I mean idiom, I don't care. I've tried really hard, and I don't care.
He's a very trying person.
I am. Do you have like a favourite proverb, Ben? Or is there something that you say quite a lot, wrongly or rightly? I mean, when we came up with this idea, we were talking about malapropisms, and
I was about to say I like a malapropism,
proverbs. Yeah,
which I'm trying to, and I think I would probably use those more than a genuine one.
because they're funnier.
Because they're funnier, and it sort of also points out how daft some of these are. So my particular favourite, it's where you take two proverbs or idioms and you mush them together to make a new one that just what?
Yeah.
So a good one is you've opened your can of worms, now lie in it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one.
Or a cow's chance in hell.
Yes.
Those are quite
kinds
good.
Of things. And that's what a malapropism is. It's just a wrong saying. That was more of a... It didn't sound like a question. That was a question.
No, was it a question?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes, it is a wrong saying. What sayings do you use? Are there any that spring to mind?
Oh, not malapropism. That's harder to say. Malapropism. Okay. So, right. So a malapropism is where you replace a word in a saying with another word that sounds a bit like the saying. Oh no, it's not even sayings. It's just where you get the word wrong. So, like, if you were trying to say he is the very pinnacle of politeness, but you accidentally said he's the very pineapple of politeness, that's a malapropism. And this the conversation hat is all about two white guys being right about shit. So, you know, we're going to get into the weeds about being specific about words.
Did you say being right about shit or being white about shit?
Being correct about things.
Ah.
Yes.
I mean, both could be.
I don't know what the word is.
Both could be true.
Yeah, I don't know what the word is when you get a saying wrong. I don't know if there is a word for that, but like we like those. We'll call it a fuck up. That's all good. Yeah, I mean, really, like, what's the earthly point of having a podcast if you don't get to be right about stuff? So we've collected a few common phrases, idioms, proverbs, whatever they are, and we're going to talk about how we're using them wrong. That's the show. Wrong. You're being wrong. Listen to us.
Stop it.
We have a platform.
Listen to those who have done a small amount of Googling. And
I also, actually, it was like an entire day I lost on this. I also have a quiz for you, Ben. A mini quiz. Three question quiz.
I'm thrilled. Just whilst saying, yeah, you spent a day on this, and it's appreciated, and we're not saying that you didn't work, and that's good and fun.
Thank you so much.
But I saw a TikTok the other day, and it basically said, just like, if you're not doing research.
Yeah.
When you Google stuff, you're not doing research. If you spend time studying, write a dissertation, write a thesis, have it marked and approved by peers that are also, accomplished in your field, that's doing research.
I mean, that's what I do when I research.
Stuff that you have already decided you want to be right.
Okay, yeah.
Is not research.
No, I totally agree with you.
I don't know what it is. I'll Google it later, but
that's
I'm wrong until
that's echo chambering, isn't it? It's where you look for information to back up the thing you already reckon. Yeah, you've already decided that something is right, so you can find a website to back up whatever you want.
Yeah,
but
you're
then,
Googling that thing instead of whether or not it's...
If I have a theory or something I reckon like that, I think... There's no way to say this within, like, here's an example of me doing it the right way. Learn from my example. Fucking peons. If I have a reckon about something, I will Google it. But then if I find something that basically backs up what I think, and they haven't referenced where they get that information from, I put it in the bin. I just completely disregard it, and I go to the next one, and I try to find people who've actually researched and put in the legwork and like look through data to back up the thing that I think. And if I can't find data on it, or I can't find a reasonable source, I'll be like, well, I reckon that, but I have no way to back it up, so I probably won't say it out loud. And I think that's really important. And thank God I have a philosophy A level, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to do that. So you should all feel very glad that I'm here explaining the very concept of knowledge to you.
Thank you.
I don't know if my sarcasm comes across when I talk. So when I do research for the podcast, I don't put in quite so much effort, because it's a laugh, isn't it? This is a comedy podcast, light and happy podcast broadly. But if I'm trying to find information about a certain thing, I will try to like jump into whatever the popular discourse is on that subject, and then use that to inform what we look at. And the benefit of that is we then sometimes go down these little avenues of conversation that people aren't doing in other podcasts, because a lot of the time podcasts and YouTubers and whatever shows will just look at whatever's in the popular discourse and here's my very basic hot take on Star Wars, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. I try to go a little bit deeper so we have like slightly more original stuff. I don't know if it works, but that's my plan. So like when I say research, I do a little bit more than Google. I will Google and then I will reference it with what Bing says. Just to be sure.
I mean, that's not a completely
it's slightly
stupid
better
thing to do. Like, if you're all good if you want to read The Mirror or whatever paper,
I don't want to read The Mirror.
That's cool, but you should also like maybe check another news source for the same story before deciding that is exactly what it is.
Yes.
And that you know everything. Because you don't. You have read someone's opinion on something.
Yeah. So now that I've defended
may or may not have been happening. Because let's be honest, some people just make shit up.
Oh, totally. That's why you got to get the sources. So having properly defended my my research practice, let's get into some stuff. I've got one to get started with. Carpe Diem, Ben. Carpe Diem.
Carpe Diem. Can I say what I think it is?
Yeah, go on.
Because I know this from an episode of Buffy.
Oh yeah.
Carpe Diem.
What is it? What do we use it to mean? What commonly does it mean day to day?
I believe that it is Latin and it translates as roughly as seize the day.
Yes.
So you should don't hang about, go do the thing.
Yeah. It's YOLO.
Yeah,
it's
YOLO, but
it's Latin YOLO.
Latin.
Yeah. That's
YOLO's.
YOLO. That's kind of what it's come to mean, and you're right, the Carpe Diem roughly translates to seize the day. But the entire phrase, and my Latin is poor because dead language, it's to the effect of Carpe Diem quam minimum credula postero.
Wait.
Which means
Carpe Diem. Wait, one more time.
Carpe Diem quam. Do you want me to do it in? I'll do it in like my Carpe Diem quam minimum credula postero.
Seize the day for the smallest money possible.
I'm not
Seize
bad.
the day and do bugger all and get as much.
You can stop.
Make money, fuck bitches.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Got 99 problems. Seize the day, trusting as little as possible to the future. So what it means is, it's important to prepare as much as you can now, because you don't know what's around the corner. It's very much the opposite of YOLO. It doesn't mean let's do ketamine in the field and fuck tomorrow. It means you don't know what the future is, so you should prepare as best you can. So you should do as much as you can for your exams, because you don't know what's going to be around the corner. So I love that, because it's the exact opposite of YOLO. And it's interesting that like
cool.
the entire phrase, you just take the first two words of this actual phrase and like run with it in the wrong direction. And that's the theme of this episode. Us telling you you're wrong about stuff. Because I referenced it with Bing, and now I'm sure. Ben, what have you got?
Well, I mean, I think that this is the way that, so you're not necessarily wrong, but the origin is now something different than what we see it.
Yes.
It started off as something different, like, I'm not going to talk about the word decimated, because we've talked about it enough and it still annoys me.
We have.
But that's what it means now, but it's not what it originally means. So mine, blood is thicker than water, Liam.
Oh yeah, is it?
It's true.
I mean, technically, I suppose so. What does
Well,
it mean? What does it mean?
Well, I mean, people normally say it, so it's like, oh, blood is thicker than water, so you must stand by your family, regardless,
bloodline,
because
right.
family.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
blood, so family is family, and it doesn't matter because blood.
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 But that's not the full thing. Again,
Shit.
people have taken a little bit. They haven't done like Carpe Diem and taken the front bit and then ignored the rest. They've sort of taken bits of it and mushed it. So I think it's probably it either got shortened and then misunderstood, or people just fucking made a new thing.
Yeah.
The full proverb is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Gross.
So covenant, like what witches are in, or that bad Aliens movie. It's not. But like the group of people that you choose to be with.
Right.
Like who you know, your buddies, your comrades,
Yeah.
your friends. That means more than just someone who you may have fallen out of.
Yes.
Or is related to someone. You know, if grandma punches you every time she sees you and spits at you and swears about anyone who isn't grandma, you don't have to like grandma. It's fine for you to like Jeff from the shops.
Yes.
Who always smiles at you and doesn't charge you for, you know, someone who's nice.
Yes.
Someone who's nice to you and friendly is worth more than someone who's just happened to be a blood relative and is a dick.
Totally. I think there might be like a route to like an ancient Greek war or the Spartan war or something, and like that's where like it's to do with the blood spilled with the covenant. So it's my reading of it is like the people you do stuff with, your relationships with the people you do stuff with is more important than the people you happen to be related to. Do stuff with in the original context means war and killing. So I don't know if the original was necessarily to do with who you choose to hang out with, but I think that's a slight, like, our reading of the people you choose to do stuff with is more accurate to the original than, you know, people who say that the family bonds is more important. But
I think it's sort of like, what is the friends are the family that you choose.
Yes, totally.
And that is more important. And the friends of the modern family.
And I think that's really important to kind of mental health as well, is to actually acknowledge that, like, family relationships can be abusive as fuck, and you owe those people nothing because you're alive in pain and debt because two people decided, I don't really think condoms work.
Yeah. Well, and if they're dicks to you,
Yeah, fuck
having
it.
thought that, then
Off you go.
No,
Yeah,
not
go
worth
do your
time.
own shit. Yeah, nice one. I
mean,
like that.
Say fuck you to your parents and family if they're nice. That's cool. That's great. But for the black sheep of several families, it's nice to meet other black sheeps.
Yes, totally. You can do your own black sheep club.
Black sheepy thing.
I've got one.
You could go to a bar.
Oh my
have a
fuck!
drink.
I'm gonna mute you.
And then you could go and see a band.
I feel like you've got a third one in there.
Then you could kill your parents.
Yay! And you go to prison because you were bad.
Spending life behind bars.
Yes, that was better. Ben, jack of all trades, master of none. This is a phrase that I feel quite often because I do little bits of like a lot of different things, and I often feel like I gotta just pick one of these things and get good at it. So that's kind of the modern interpretation of jack of all trades, master of none, is that if you have lots of skills, you're never going to be like really, really good at one of them. You're never going to master one thing if you practice all these different things.
You're spinning all your plates.
And that it's used to make multitaskers feel bad. Thanks. Apparently, no. You're wrong again, you fucking idiots.
You fools.
Jack, as we read it, Jack is kind of like a common placeholder name for everyday person, but it's not. Jack actually has a really specific meaning. A jack in medieval Europe is someone at the very, very most bottom of the social ladder. Literally so low down that they are not in charge of a single damn person. And the people at the bottom of that social ladder had to kind of do everything. They had to have all the skills in order to survive. So we think about people at the very lowest rung doing like clearing out the poo holes and like reaping the corn and like building doors and stuff.
What I think.
But what we don't sort of appreciate is that these people would have to do all of those things. So you wouldn't have like a job. You would just be a person that does everything. Like your default person was essentially a handyman, a handy person. So yeah, one day you might be cleaning out the poo, but the next day you're digging ditches, the next day you're in the fields, the next day you're building doors, the next day you're a butler for a bit, and the next day you have a podcast. So and because you're right at the bottom there, you're not in charge of any people. You're like the lowest of the low. So the phrase really means that I guess it's to do with this the fact that you have all these different skills and you're good at all these things, but in spite of that, you're never going to be in charge of anyone. You're never going to have any degree of power, even though you can do all these things. So it's about as sad as the modern interpretation of the phrase, but it's sad in a different way, and that's fun.
I thought that there was an extra little bit to it.
Oh yeah.
I thought that the full thing was a jack of all trades but master of none, but better than a master of one.
I think that's been added.
Okay.
I think.
Possibly, because then it's sort of like hey, if you know how to do a little bit of everything, there's one person who knows how to do one thing really fucking well, but nothing else.
Oh, okay. So that, I think, might be a modern addition as a reaction to the modern interpretation of the phrase, meaning you have all these skills, but you're not good at anything. And then people who have a lot of skills have reacted against that and said, but better to literally only have one skill. That's what I reckon, and I will find ill-informed other people that reckon the same on the internet to back me up. Then I'll get cancelled.
Great Kenneth Williams interview where he was talking about how hospitals are all changing and how you just used to have matron.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yes.
And she would do everything. She'd be in charge of paperwork. She'd know all the stuff, all of the things. And then you started getting specialists.
Oh, yeah.
In who you go, oh, well, I've broken my foot. Well, I can't deal with that because I'm a specialist in hands and arms. But that means that these are the best ones, so you need to get other specialists in. And it turns out that people are getting better and better at less and less. So suddenly, one day you're going to have someone who's extraordinary at nothing.
Yeah.
But I just, that made me think of that, and I do love Kenneth Williams.
I think there's something to that, and I like, as a currently freelancer, I think it's really fun to be able to like go and record a band, do their like studio engineering, and then be like, yo, you need press releases, you need a photo session, you want a music video, you want a website, let me add them. Do you want me to do orchestral renderings of your songs? Gimme. Oh, I'm making a film now. Do you want to be in the film? Shit like that.
Remind me to talk to you about something after we finish recording, by the way.
I'm going to write down the word something.
Cool.
And if that isn't enough to jog your memory, I'm going to be real upset. Cool.
You may well be, but we won't remember. We won't know why.
Until we come to have this episode...
Released,
edited, and then Laura's like, did Ben ever tell you the thing? Like, nah, he died. He straight up died.
Ben's been dead 8 years.
There is no podcast, Laura. What are you on about? Hi, Laura. What's your next thing?
Liam's therapy sessions.
Ah, yes. I don't know why we have to live stream them.
Oh, look. We spoke about Laura. Speak of the devil, here she is.
I think she's just left with a bindle. I think she's off.
Yeah, she's not actually. She's not. That was a segue that didn't work great because she didn't turn up.
Damn it, Laura.
But speak of the devil. Modern phrase means like, oh, we're chatting about, let's say, the ice cream man or the postman, and then all of a sudden, oh, the letterbox goes, or you hear the tinkly ice cream man.
It's that coincidence that happens way more often than it reasonably should. Yeah.
Speak of the devil, and
the devil will appear.
He shall appear
there he
in
is.
the guise of an ice cream man. Yeah, it highlights the coincidence that people have turned up when you're talking about them. But people way back when, in them days, not quite Latin days, but
Not
certainly
quite.
before toothbrush days, I reckon.
Yeah.
We're talking like 16th century Europe. They're probably chewing on stuff.
Oh, they
Chewing on
loved
mint
it.
leaves.
You couldn't stop them. Couldn't stop them
Nice
chewing.
and clean.
Yeah.
But specifically in England, so certainly no toothbrushes. They believe that mentioning the devil was enough for him to show up and
Yes.
probably burst through the ground like some heavy metal.
Yeah.
Probably played by Dave Grohl.
Probably. Dressed as Satan.
And yeah, bang, there was the Satan.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't mention him.
Yeah, so it was literally about, like, I guess, like, Beetlejuicing the devil to turning up. Like, there's a lot of power in...
Mary and...
Yeah, Bloody Mary. In, like, a lot of folklore and Dungeons and Dragons, there's, like, a lot of power in names. Like, if you know a demons or devils, they're slightly different in D&D. But if you know, like, their actual name, you have, like, complete control over them, like a Rumpelstiltskin type deal, but slightly more metal.
Or the Carrionites from Doctor Who.
Yes.
Where they used words instead of numbers as science, and it turned out it looked like magic.
Yes. That's fun. Yeah, there's like a lot of power of names and stuff, and I think that might be rooted in that belief that, like, if you talk about the devil, that'll make him show up, and then probably set fire to everything, steal your toothbrush. That's why they didn't have toothbrushes.
That's because the devil kept popping up.
So there's no point in, like, buying a 4-pack of Colgate if Kevin's just going to mention Satan again. Again with the Satan.
We need to talk about Kevin talking about the devil.
Yeah.
It's just not on. I think they sort of I was gonna say J.K. Rowling, but I think we might call her She Who Must Not Be Named.
Yeah. Fun.
I think she did something like that in the last Harry Potter book because they made Voldemort's name taboo.
Right.
So meaning if anyone actually said Voldemort,
Yeah.
then because of some spell, people would know who said it and where they were, so they
Right.
could pop up and get them. Because it was
Right.
only the people who weren't scared of him that were saying the name, so they could just be like, "You, got ya."
Right.
So I wonder if
interesting.
there was any inspiration from that kind of thing.
Well, the helpful thing about She Who Must Not Be Named, the helpful thing about how she wrote Harry Potter, which
It's
is
plagiarism from
yeah,
so
she
much
stole
stuff.
all of her shit. So actually, we
I mean,
can
some
we can
of
quite
it was research. I don't think plagiarism is necessarily the right word, but there's moments.
Do you know what a Dumbledore is, Ben?
It's a bumblebee.
It's a bumblebee in Middle Earth. Spelt the
In
same.
I thought it was just Latin for.
Nope, it's in. Oh, it could be from Latin, but like
Yeah.
they are in Lord of the Rings. Dumbledores. They're little bugs. They're in one of the marshes near Hobbiton, I think. Could be wrong. Yeah, no, and like the actual structure of Harry Potter is.
Sorry, I just googled Dumbledore, Lord of the Rings, to see about the things.
Did you mean
And
Gandalf?
The first thing that pops up is just going, no, they're not the same actor.
No, okay. What yeah, not all wizards are the same. Come on, guys, not all wizards.
It's a fake beard.
Like the structure of Harry Potter itself, I think is supposed to be lifted from like a German folk tale or something, which is really handy. So like it's not even like like this whole separate the art from the artist thing. Like you can quite comfortably read or watch Harry Potter because she didn't write any of it. She just collected a bunch of stuff that had already been written by other people, and now
Dumbledore
she's paid
was
more
an
than
old
God.
English word for bumblebee.
Right.
So
Okay.
it could have been in Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
as the.
Because
but-
Tolkien was like an oldie Englishy specialist. He did the first English translation of The Green Knight.
Good
And
question.
other useless shit that I know. I have a quiz. Do you want to do my quiz before I get into the weeds of Tolkien again?
Yeah. But
Yeah?
Yeah. So that was speak of the devil. That will be the thing.
Speak of the devil and that'll be the thing.
That's
The
the
more
thing.
modern interpretation.
Yeah.
But that's the YOLO of Speak of the Devil is Speak of the Devil and something something.
Speak to the devil and fucking
Speak
what?
to the devil because the
How
face
much
ain't
worse
home.
can it get at the minute?
Um,
I mean, we've got some shit going on in Ukraine, which might make it worse, but we'll
Oh
see.
no, that'll be fine until the end of the Winter Olympics. Putin's made a deal. China have asked him very politely to not invade until the end of the Winter Olympics because they're worried about their thunder being stolen. So like we're fine for the moment. Just don't worry about it.
Well, that's good of them. Let's have some fun before all of the,
Yeah, let our hair down. Get very cold for sports. My two favourite things. I'm going to give you a quote
Give it to me.
and ask you to choose which of three people said it. So I'm going to say the
Oh,
thing.
fun.
I'm going to give you a little bit of context for some of them. And I'm going to say three names, and you're gonna tell me. You're gonna reckon who said the thing.
I reckon I'll reckon.
You reckon you'll reckon. So, number one, we've got three of these, so pace yourself.
All right.
Number one, following the death of Osama bin Laden, the following quote went viral online. Here we go. Here's the quote. I mourn the loss of thousands of precious lives, but I will not rejoice in the death of one, not even of an enemy. I mourn the loss of 1,000 precious lives, but I will not rejoice in the death of one, not even an enemy. End quote.
Okay.
Who said it? 'Twas it Barack Obama, famous bin Laden killer. Was it Martin Luther King Jr.? Or was it Miss Jessica Dovey, an English teacher who moved to Japan from the USA? Barack Obama, Martin Luther King Jr., or Miss Jessica Dovey?
Did you not say that this was after bin Laden had died?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think Martin Luther King was...
It was a quote that went viral.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't something that was said direct. Okay, right. I
So
was about to
it-
say, well, probably the only one that was
Maybe.
knocking about around the
So
time.
it's So
Okay,
they
that
could
this
have said
happened and
it,
it was right.
or
I
they
get
could
it,
have taken a quote and posted it. But I want to know who originally. So it went viral because of Bin Laden, and that was the context within which this quote was posted. But the quote originally could have been anywhere in the past, as far back as Martin Luther King Jr. in this.
It would have been very on point if Obama had said it.
Certainly.
It would have been very fitting.
Yeah.
But I do feel that it's a bit more. I feel Martin Luther King because I don't know. A lot of shit happened. I can't remember the name of the movie, but I watched a movie about him recently, and there was lots of death and stuff, and people on both sides got. Yeah. Obviously, the ratio was off.
Shocking. There were good guys on both sides, Ben. Not true.
There were dead guys on both sides.
There were.
A lot more dead guys on one side.
Yeah.
And that's the side with a lot more right people. As in correct,
left.
Not politic.
Yeah, it's all good. We're with you.
There was a lot of right people left.
There were a lot more right people left than there were left people left.
I'm going to say Martin Luther King, although I've got a big old scoop of a thought that it is Obama, but I think the fact that Martin Luther King has come out with some fucking gold, and I think it's something that Obama could have quoted from Martin Luther King.
Sure, okay.
I don't think it's the English teacher.
And you think the English teacher who's just me being a shithead, just throwing in a very specific
how
misdirect.
the last one goes.
Well, you're fucking wrong, Ben.
No, it was Obama.
No, it was Miss Jessica Dovey, an English teacher who moved to Japan from the USA. But here's what happened. So you this is interesting.
This isn't fair.
No, it's not fair. But I sort of thought you'd be like, ooh, which one of these is not like the other?
Yeah, so I ignored it.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to be helpful. Following the death of Osama bin Laden, Miss Jessica Dovey posted this quote on her Facebook profile, along with a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. So she wrote and she came up with, "I mourn the loss of 1,000 precious lives, but will not rejoice in the death of one, not even an enemy." And then had a quote from MLK, and that went viral. But people have incorrectly misattributed the entire post as being an MLK quote, and that's why it went viral, because she had uncovered hidden pages from an MLK quote or something. No, she just prefaced the quote with something of herself.
The English teacher is good with words.
She is good with words, although that's clunky to say out loud. It's nice to read, but it's clunky to say out loud, so I'd give it a B-. So you're wrong, Ben. Fuck you.
Piss.
Yeah, Obama was the misdirect, I'm afraid. Okay, here's number 2.
It was weird. I was actually listening to Game Grumps earlier today, and it was their episode of a compilation of Obama impressions.
Yes.
And they said, they're joking, and I'm going to paraphrase them, probably paraphrasing someone in a funny. Yeah. They said that like he was responsible for killing Obama. No, Osama.
Yes.
Obama killed Osama.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, maybe there's that, because that sounds really like something that Obama would say.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, because it's
like, cool, we got that one guy. Didn't mean that that's good.
Yeah. We shouldn't be celebrating death.
Thousands of people haven't died.
Yeah, we haven't won. We still have to like take our shoes off at the airport.
We should be happy.
Number 2. Who said, "Well-behaved women rarely make history"? Well-behaved women rarely make history. Was it?
I should know this because I have so many people that I know with T-shirts and tote bags.
Yeah,
have that exact.
It's a very live, laugh, love kind of phrase, isn't it?
But it's a good one.
So was it troubled icon Marilyn Monroe, rock and roll dipshit Marilyn Manson, or Pulitzer Prize winning historian Laurel Thatcher Ulrich? Well-behaved.
It wasn't Manson.
No, it absolutely was not. well-behaved women rarely make history. Troubled icon Marilyn Monroe, rock and roll dipshit Marilyn Manson, or Pulitzer Prize-winning historian Laurel Thatcher Ulrich. Ulrich, I don't know how you pronounce that. It's German, doesn't matter. What do you reckon? What do you
Again,
thinking?
I want to say Monroe,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel that my knowledge of her, that sounds a bit more Courtney Love than Monroe.
Yeah,
I
it totally
don't- whilst
does.
Monroe was, you know, badass and got up to
All kinds of shenanigans.
all kinds of hootenannies and
Mhm.
misadventures.
Hootenannies and whatnot.
Hootenannies and
That's the
whatnot.
name of my new metal band. Hootenannies
Yes.
and whatnot.
It's the name of my new cafe.
Ooh. What do you
Hootenannies
sell?
and whatnot. I mean, we just sell tequila and like crunchy bar snacks.
Nice, but it's delivered on a tray of porn. That's the whatnot.
Ooh.
Yeah, a porn tray.
Mm.
A porn tray
These
for my
stains don't look like they're from the Bombay mix. You know what I'm saying?
porn tray for my entree.
What was the name of the historian?
The Pulitzer Prize winning historian Laurel Thatcher Ulrich.
Now I
Ulrich.
recognise that name as well.
Yeah. Because of all the Pulitzer Prize award shows you watch.
And you know, she's a historian.
Yes.
I'm going to go with C.
I'm very glad you went with C. You are absolutely correct. It was historian Laurel Thatcher Ulrich, but the phrase is often attributed to Marilyn Monroe. Not sure why. I didn't bing it. Yeah. So Marilyn Monroe was the one that you were supposed to sort of think it was because everyone thinks it's her for no reason.
Oh, she's also misquoted as if you don't love me at my best, you don't deserve me. If you don't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
Another very live, laugh, love kind of phrase.
And also absolute fucking dog shit. If someone
Yeah.
says that to you, if their worst is punching you in the face,
Yeah, screaming and throwing
and
poo
their
at you.
best is just not punching you in the face,
Kind of looking fit a bit.
fuck them.
Yeah, absolutely fuck off.
Get rid of them.
I'm more concerned with what your default is. Like, where on that sliding scale are you most of the time? Because if, like,
Yeah.
if 95% of the time you're, like, perfectly lovely and we get on fine, but then once every 12 years you throw a handbag at me, like, yeah, fine, all good.
That's all right.
Like-
Might have probably over those 12 years you've done something.
I
that deserves a
100%
handbag thrown
said
at you.
something. Yeah, totally.
But if it's every 12 years someone's nice to you, and the rest of the time they're throwing handbags at you,
Yeah, it's not great. I'm not
stop
into
buying
it.
them. Stop. Just take the handbag away.
Next
from
time
them.
you launch a handbag over the side of a cliff, I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
Are you ready for number
Just don't
3?
bother.
Your final question. The tie-break
I am.
event. Bloody hell.
Oh, I'm turgid with readiness.
That's a little too prepared. Who said, I actually don't like thinking. I think people think I like to think a lot. And I don't. I do not like to think at all.
Can I just make? I'd like to point. My prediction is this is going to be someone incredibly smart
Okay.
or painfully stupid.
Well. Wellity, well. I actually don't like thinking. I think people like... Oh, this is fucking hard to say.
I don't actually like thinking. I think people think that I like thinking.
I actually don't like thinking. I think people think I like to think a lot, and I don't. I do not like to think at all. Was it troubled genius Kanye West, troubled seamstress Coco Chanel, or troubled penis Donald Trump? I'm very proud of my work there, by the way. I just want to take a moment to appreciate troubled genius Kanye West, troubled seamstress Coco Chanel, troubled penis
Troubled
Donald
penis.
Trump. Very hard to
Yeah.
say. Well,
That
I'm
was
feeling pretty good about that. Gave myself the day off. That's why there's only 3 questions on this quiz.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so first, I don't think it's Coco Chanel.
Honestly, I'll be real with you. She's there because seamstress rhymes
Seamstress
with genius. That's it. Because I got genius to penis. Wonderful. I was like, I need
Yeah.
one more seamstress. Good enough. Then I googled seamstresses, and I asked Laura, who, in her opinion, could arguably be referred to as troubled. And we sort of landed on Coco Chanel for no real reason.
Fair enough. Well, no, I would think that Coco Chanel would think. I don't think people would think that she thinks.
No. I would imagine
But
Coco Chanel was a wee bit more
yes.
articulate.
Yeah, she would think. She would know how to say that better.
Yeah.
Or she'd just be too fucking busy getting the job done and doing it really well and not going bankrupt 6,000 times like the other two.
So it's literally, is it Trump or Yeezy?
Yeezy?
Yeah, Kanye.
Why Yeezy?
That's his name now. He changed his name.
Didn't he change it a while ago to Kanye billionaire genius Maverick West?
He also changed it at one point to the artist at no point known as Prince. which is a
please tell me
lie. No, but like
Oh, no.
so easily
That would
could
have
be.
been so clever.
The artist at no point referred to as Prince. Come on, Bon. What do you think?
I'm trying to figure out if Kanye West is articulate enough to have said that better. Because he
Okay.
says a lot of dumb shit, but he says a lot of dumb shit for a living.
Yes.
Like, I've seen interviews with him, and yeah, he's talking bollocks, but he knows other words than...
Yeah.
Unless it's in one of his songs, where he just couldn't be
Right.
asked to think of another word to rhyme with think.
It doesn't scan very well as a lyric. Like, I don't think it rhymes or anything, but yeah, it could be a lyric. I don't know.
I'm probably gonna have to...
Right, go on.
I'm gonna say it's Trump. Just because... I mean, I respect neither of these men.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to think which idiot is less lyrical. And Trump, as far as I'm aware, has never sung a song or made money from music.
Well,
So that's literally it.
yeah, I'm afraid to tell you you're wrong. It's the person
Kanye.
that makes money from words and music and rhythm and pacing for a living, Kanye West. But it could, that feels like a Trump quote, doesn't it? Yeah.
I'll be honest, I'm disappointed,
Yes.
but not with myself.
No, we're doing fine. We're doing
just-
okay.
I'm really pleased that Coco Chanel didn't say that. That's where I'm coming off of this slope.
At least that phrase, like, the thing for me is that when Trump says dumb shit, like, it's usually self-contradictory. At least this quote is, like, conceivably said by someone who does not think. Because it's dumb as shit. So, like, it totally makes sense. There's, like, it's like contextual awareness within the quote. So, like, as opposed to Trump, he's just like, I don't like foreigners. We need more people in the factories.
It's going to be huge.
Outstanding. Well, Ben, you didn't do very well. But
I didn't,
but
but I did better than some.
that's true. You're the only person playing. So right now you're you're the top and the bottom and the entirety of the league table. And in your defence, if there were more questions, you might have pulled it back.
I might have, but I didn't. Which is irrelevant now.
Yes.
But that was fun.
That was fun. Troubled seamstress, troubled penis, man. That was a great
Troubled
day.
seamstress.
Troubled seamstress. Shall we do good news and a plug? I'm going to press the button.
Let's.
I'm going to press the button. Here it goes. Fucking button.
Good news, everyone!
Butt off. Do you want to go first?
No, you can go first.
Let me write down the time. So this is good news packaged inside of a gripe, because that's the kind of person I am. So the good news is that Channel 4 has announced that its presenting team for the Winter Paralympics is 100% disabled.
Cool.
Let's not dwell on the phrase 100% disabled, because that's misleading. What they mean to say is that every individual person on the presenting team has some kind of disability. They're not saying that everything that could possibly be wrong with a person is wrong with this selection of people, which is what 100% disabled means. Let's not worry about that. That's just a words problem. This is good though. It's excellent for representation. I think the next thing that we need is for people of various disabilities or various different kinds of people, neurodivergent people. We need more representation in general everywhere. But this is like still positive, so it's a good thing, but it's a bit like, I mean, come on, society, let's fucking get there. It's real straightforward, real easy. Yes, it's kind of fucked that we're only just there now as the Paralympics, but let's not dwell on that. Come on, society, you can fucking do it. Off you go. Ben, what's your good news, buddy?
My good news, I'm keeping it short because I don't understand all of that, but it's good.
Yes.
Nuclear fusion reactor in the UK has gone through. It has surpassed the energy records previously set.
Okay.
In a move that has been dubbed really, really impressive.
Who dubbed it?
I didn't say that bit.
Was it the men?
To be honest, I was told to keep these bits short.
No, we want you to keep the plugs short.
Oh,
But it's okay, we're not recording any more live streams, so it doesn't fucking matter anymore.
I mean, it's a big old fusion reactor. Not everyone went off nuclear because of Chernobyl, but that was just because of... They didn't build a very good one.
Yeah.
They cut corners. The staff were overworked. I watched a documentary about Chernobyl yesterday.
Or did you watch the Chernobyl show?
I watched that also.
Yeah, that's pretty
But
good.
I watched it was a 17-minute part of a documentary by Kyle Hill, who used to do Because Science on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
It was interesting. It was good. If you knew some bits, you'll learn other bits.
Nice.
That's not my plug.
Okay.
But
What's your plug?
My plug, which everyone may well have seen by now, is the exact same thing that I told you that you should watch when we met up for my birthday. All of Us Are Dead.
Oh yeah.
On Netflix. It's a Korean TV show about zombies in a high school.
Yeah.
As in, not learning.
No.
But there is a high school and then zombies happen.
Yes.
Fantastically choreographed. Brilliant effects. You're not sure if it's practical effects or camera tricks or what. It's all really well done. It's very unexpected. Like, you'll be sat there going, oh, obviously this bit's going to happen because of course it's going to happen because this is what happens in all of it, and then it will just do something completely different and just oh.
I like the show a lot,
good.
but the dialogue is so clunky because it's dubbed. And like there's
There
some
are
bits
certain-
where it's like, get out the window. You need to get out the window. Why haven't you gotten out the window? Is he going out the window? You need to get out the window. I'm not going out the window. Why aren't you going out the
But
window?
It's not so bad that it's like there's a couple of bits where that happens, but if you're trying to fit words over mouth movements, or if you're trying, like, some little bits get lost in translation.
100% you're going to lose some of the nuance, aren't you? Like, you just are.
My favourite character is Police.
Yes.
There is a bit where they are. This isn't a
Ben,
spoiler.
for the audio people, Ben did a little shimmy there. It was quite nice.
It's a little
Police.
where you duck your head down and flick it back up.
Yeah.
They're talking about how they really shouldn't call the police. No one call the police. We can't get police involved in this. And as they say that, the door opens and this guy just sort of like jazz moves his way in and goes, police.
Police here. Yeah.
And I had to pause because I laughed so much.
Yes.
Oh, and there are actually jokes in it that do translate.
Yes, that's true.
It is funny. It's really well done. Yeah. Recommending that. Watch it all now, please.
Do it. Go.
It's Sunday. You finished the podcast.
Yeah.
You finished the live stream. You finished listening to the podcast now. All we're going to do is say about where we are on the internet, which is Instagram, at Spike Pierson, Pierson.
I haven't done my plug, you little bastard.
I know, but I'm just saying what's going to happen. And let's be honest, Liam, nothing's more important than the thing that I'm recommending to you. Turn it off now. Go and watch it.
So before, I think it was in the preamble rather than the live stream, I mentioned Nicole Byers' stand-up special on Netflix.
Yes,
That's
you
not my plug. That's my bonus plug. Fuck you, I get two.
Oh.
What I would like to plug is another Netflix thing. It's a cartoon called Close Enough. It's about millennial parents doing their best. It's really funny. And it's very, like, a lot of it is kind of highlighting why I don't feel like I'm going to have kids anytime soon, because these are situations that I would find myself in, and I would not handle it as well as these two dipshits. Close Enough on Netflix. Ben, where are you online?
As already mentioned, Instagram at Spike Pierson, Pierson. I'm putting pictures of things that happen.
Are you still doing the daily thing, or is that?
I
fucked?
tried. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm putting up because I like. Some days it isn't that interesting.
Yeah, totally.
And I don't really want to be. I'm sure this is why they have all of the followers and stuff. But there's some people that I follow, and I'm not judging them on this, but I know that they went to Dubai for like a week or two.
Yeah.
But they've been putting up pictures for the last 3 months.
Yes.
You're
Guess why they went to Dubai.
To take lots of
Yes.
pictures. Well, because they've got the money to go to Dubai.
Yeah.
Probably not just for their Instagram.
No, true.
But, you know, I would like to, you know, I'll stagger. I'll do a few, I think maybe like this week I've been doing some birthday posts. Because I took a lot of pictures, but I don't want to... When it starts getting sunnier, I'll take pictures of me in the sun. How about that?
How about that?
Donate to our Patreon to make the weather change.
That's how that works.
Make it sunny. It'll happen. The more, I swear, over the next couple of months, the more money that we get in Patreon, the warmer it's going to get.
Yeah,
probably. You can thank us for that.
Yeah,
we will thank you.
That's the podcast guarantee. I am at LT Guitarist on all the socials. I spend most of my time on Twitter, but I'm other places as well. I do music and stuff. Music and marketing and dumb stuff. The podcast is at Convo Hat Podcast on Twitter and Instagram, and for some reason TikTok. We're going to carry on doing these live streams. The next live stream is March 6th for our 100th episode spectacular. I wonder what it'll be. And yes, if you leave us a 5-star rating on Podchaser, we'll read it out on the show. 5-star rating, Podchaser, we'll read it out on the show. Even if it's fucking gross, even if you dox us, we'll read it out. We don't care. Don't dox us.
Yes, if you dox Liam, he will read it out.
Yes. Wait. Something said, not good. Thank you all to... Could take another swing at that if that's all good. Thanks to our Patreon supporters who have helped us develop the show over the years. Patrons get early access to episodes and a single question mini episode every month. That's going to change slightly when we get to episode 100. You'll still get your exclusive mini episodes, and you'll still get some form of early access. You'll be fine. It's just $1. Just give us $1. It's all good.
Give us your money.
I'm going to go. Ben, I have to go get on with my day, so I'm afraid we're not going to talk to the pod babies after the show. I'm just going to fucking leave.
Should we do a raid?
We could do a raid. Who do you want to raid? Hiberno Ways online?
I believe so.
I'm going to stop my recording, by the way.
I'm going to stop mine too, but we'll still talk to the people on the thing.
Hello.
Goodbye, pod babies in the podcast world. We love you.
Who have we got?
There's a Hiberno.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's give him.
There's I can't see who else is online at the moment.
No, there's actually no one else. Robotron was online. We tend to raid him on Sundays just before he raids someone else, which is really fun. So we get a raid by proxy. Hey. Hey. Yes. Oh, we can run ad breaks. Didn't know. Did not know. Boop. I'm not sure what it looks like he's doing, but I'm pretty sure it's not sexual. Could be wrong. Could be wrong.
We could get lucky.
We could get lucky. All right.
Right.
Thank you so much, people.
See you soon. Have a good Sunday. Have a peaceful Sunday.
Praise
or go
Jeebus.
fuck shit up.
Yeah, whatever.
Fuck up. Jesus praise.
I should probably turn off the stream now, shouldn't I? Thank you, everybody, and that.
Oh, we've already stopped.
Conversation.